I'm gonna love you.
Hi everyone. Alright, today, for my normal subscribers, this isn't going to be an art video. This isn't going to be one of my challenge videos or gameplay videos. This is actually, I'm going to be talking about a pacemaker slash defibrillator, which I am recently a recipient of. Before I got mine, there really wasn't much information out there on it. I had a lot of questions and they went unanswered. And a few of them, I didn't find out till afterwards, and it kind of upset me. So I kind of wanted to make this video to maybe help educate those of you that are about to get a pacemaker or defibrillator, and let you know some questions you should ask beforehand, some things you should do beforehand, what to expect at the surgery, what to expect after the surgery, and what you should do if you get a shock. So hopefully this will be somewhat educational. And yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, let me get, and this actually made a little talking points, so I don't try to ramble. Those of you that subscribe to my channel know I have a bad habit of rambling, so we're going to try to stick to the point. Alright, a little backstory. In 2017, I had a massive heart attack. It was in my left anterior descending. Due to circumstances, not being able to lifeline me, I went about 45 minutes without blood getting to the front side of my heart, which basically left me 25% of my heart dead. Due to a low ejection fraction rate, which if you're about to get a pacemaker or defibrillator, you probably already know what ejection fraction rate is, so I won't go too into detail with that. Needless to say, after my heart attack, my ejection fraction rate was 35-40%, so I was right on the cusp, that 35% mark of needing a defibrillator. But there was no talk of it. It wasn't until about a year later, well, in that year period of time, I got sepsis somehow, and the infection, they believe, attacked my heart. And it took my ejection fraction rate down to 25-30%. Now they start talking about a defibrillator. He did another echo 3 months later just to make sure it wasn't a fluke, and it was the same 25-30%. So told me I needed a defibrillator. So that's what's in my chest. Let's talk about some questions that you need to ask before you get your defibrillator slash pacemaker, whether that be the one on the side, the one in your chest, no matter what. Because a few of these were not made known to me before the surgery, and one in particular, very upsetting to me. I did not find out till the day after my surgery before they discharged me. And that question is, you need to ask your doctor, how many physicians do you have there that can do a lead extraction? The hospital group I went with has either 11 or 13. They're a special kind of cardiologist. I don't remember the name of them. But there's like 11 or 13 of them that can do the regular ICD. Only 2 that can do the subcutaneous. But there's 11 to 13 that can put the implantable, the ICD in your chest. I did not find out till after my surgery that there is in fact only 2 that can do lead extractions. Yes, those leads go into your heart. And one of them is retiring next month. I later found out at my 2-week appointment wound check that they are leading more towards open heart surgeons to do the lead extractions now. It is a very risky procedure. Because obviously your heart muscle forms scar tissue around those lead tips, which are screwed into your heart, and it's risky to extract one if they need to. The reasons they would do a lead extraction is if you get an infection in that lead that transfers, goes down the lead into your heart muscle. It's not, from what I understand, it's not like a normal infection. Normal infection, oh, you got a urinary tract infection, here's some antibiotic, usually Cipro, something, I don't know, something like that. Knock it out, done, over with. Not this one. This one, I guess, if you get the infection in there, usually they got to go in and take everything out and start over again. So that's one reason. Second reason is if the lead fractures. You get a shock, it fractures, malfunctions, you don't follow instructions, and it doesn't form scar tissue fully over that lead extraction. So follow those instructions they give you post-op, okay? They're very, very important, and I'm going to go over that stuff you're going to need to do to make sure that you're not the reason for needing one of those lead extractions. Now, they did tell me that sometimes if there's a lead failure, they don't always have to do a lead extraction. Sometimes they can cap it off. If there's enough room, they'll insert another lead into that artery. The artery that they go into is the main artery. It's pretty big. I guess it's about like that feeds this arm here. And if you're left-handed, they're going to do it in the artery that feeds this arm. Yes, if you're left-handed, they're going to put it on the right side. I'm right-handed, so they put it on the left side. They try to leave you with your dominant hand, free to do whatever you want with after the surgery, which is pretty cool of them. All right, so that is a very important question to ask. Number two, and see, this again was not made aware that I got so many different answers on this. Wasn't until after the surgery that I got the facts. I'm starting to feel like a used car salesman thing here. You see what I'm saying? They're all about telling you things you want to hear to get the thing in you, and then they tell you stuff you may not necessarily want to hear after the fact. That's a little crooked to me, especially that lead extraction thing. I feel that if you're going to get that big fat paycheck, and it is a very costly procedure, it is one of the most profitable procedures for a cardiologist, because from what I understand, most insurance pay like 50 grand, and this is an hour-long surgery. That's a lot of money. It's not like open heart surgery. It is slightly invasive, but it is not like they're not cracking open your chest. So I feel that if you're going to put it in, you should be made to have to take the leads out, and from what I understand, a lot of the new upcoming doctors just don't want to mess with lead extractions because it's a very risky procedure. They don't want the liability, they don't want the responsibility. Well, I feel if you're not going to do lead extractions, you should not be allowed to put them in to begin with. Don't y'all agree? Seems a little shady practice to me. What do you think? Anyway, ask about those leads. How long are they going to last? I heard anywhere from 10 to they'll never need to take them out. All right, well, I learned the facts after the fact. Upon discharge, I learned that these leads typically last about 15, 20 years. They do have patients where they have lasted 30 plus years, which is good. In my case, I'm 49 years old. There's a chance these leads will be in me for 30 plus years. You never can tell. This is where they're going to tell you you're not going to use this arm for 2 to 3 weeks. That is also false if you are young like me. It takes 6 weeks for the scar tissue to fully form over those leads. So you're going to want to use 6 weeks before you do anything major with this arm. Because if you're young like me, you need those leads secure in your heart to give you the best longevity that you can get out of those leads. Because from what I understand, you don't want a lead extraction, so give it time. I mean, what's it going to hurt to give it an extra 3-4 weeks? In the long run, you're going to be doing yourself a favor. But ask them about how long those leads are going to last. All right. Oh, will the unit show? This is another lie I was told. My cardiologist, who referred me to the special cardiologist that does it, informed me, oh, you won't even know it's there. This is a lie. Um, I'm 6'2", 240 pounds. Most of my weight is in my belly. Across my chest, I'm not that big. I'm not extremely muscular, and I'm not extremely fat. So, needless to say, it shows. Um, it's sticking out about yay much. Um, from what I understand, if you are heavier set or extremely muscular in your chest, it very well may not show because you have something surrounding it. In my case, I did not have that much surrounding it, so it does, like right there, I mean, it sticks out. I can feel it. It's there. It will always be there. The outline will always be there. Like I said, I haven't said. I've had it in about 2.5 weeks now. I got my 2 week wound check, I don't know, 3 days ago. And I will say it's getting easier. Um, I may very well get to the point I don't know it's there, but I have extreme anxiety disorder, so I highly doubt I'm going to get to the point that I don't know it's there. I think I can live with it. Well, I don't really have a choice. I have to live with it at this point. But I think I will get to the point eventually that it doesn't bother me that much. Actually, I'll go ahead and show y'all it. They took the things off. It's actually healing pretty nice. If you can see here, here's the outline of the unit here. It does show. I still have some swelling, but it's healing up quite nicely. So it's not bad. What's the next question here? Oh, there's another option. Well, let's just leave it like that. There's another option aside from the chest one, the subcutaneous, which goes under your arm here, and then another incision here under your sternum. There are no leads going to your heart. It does not enter your veins. There is less risk for infection. There's less risk for heart muscle wall tears, stuff like that, artery damage, build up in your artery due to the leads. However, at this time, now your hospital may be different. My hospital is right here around Indianapolis, Indiana. The side unit does not pace. They said they're working on it. They expect to have it within a year or two, but at this time, it is strictly a defibrillator. It cannot pace. Now, I didn't necessarily need pacing. I originally was going to go with the subcutaneous. There is a difference, though. The average battery life of the subcutaneous side unit is 7 years. The average battery life of the one in your chest is 10 years. And I've heard of cases of people having the one in the chest 15, 16 years. Actually, at my 2 week checkup, they said mine is 10.5 years, and they expect at my 3 month checkup for it to go up to possibly 12 to 14 years, which is good because I don't know anybody that's just like, yeah, I'm looking forward to that surgery, man. Cut me open. No, nobody's looking forward to a surgery, so that's good news. But, if you don't necessarily need pacing, that may be an option for you. I decided to go with the chest one. They did 2 leads in case I do need pacing, plus I get extra battery life. With me being younger, in all honesty, I probably should have went subcutaneous because of the lead factor, but hey, God willing, I'm not going to have to worry about it. I'm not going to look at that. I'll worry about that when the time comes. And today's technology, man, they may have some new improved way 15 years from now, and it won't be a factor. So no need to worry about it now. But anyway, talk to your doctor to see which is best for you. Well, plus I have flank pain over here, and I'm a side sleeper. And as with this one is bigger unit. It will stick out more. I was worried about, pushing into my side, aggravating that flank pain. So that was another factor I went with this. Okay. Now, let's talk about things you should do before you actually have your surgery. And trust me, a couple of these you are really going to thank me for. Number one is what I'm wearing right here. You see this? Do yourself a favor if you do not own any, like I didn't. Well, actually, I owned one, the one I'm wearing, for special occasions or whatever. My typical attire was t-shirts. I'm an artist, you know. What need do I have to dress up? I don't do the gallery scene. I don't do the art shows, you know. Most of my art is sold offline. I don't really see people. I don't really deal with people. I have a YouTube channel, you know. I wear t-shirts. Well, you're limited with this. You cannot raise this above shoulder. You cannot take it behind your back. How easy is it going to be to put a t-shirt on? Think about this. Do yourself a favor. Go buy some button-up t-shirts. Button-up shirts. They're not going to tell you this. I'm telling you. Do yourself a favor. Now, if you don't typically wear these, do not go to Walmart, J.C. Penney's, Macy's, wherever. Do not go there and spend 20, 30 bucks on a shirt unless you just got money to burn. I don't have money to burn. I'm sure you don't either. My suggestion is go to Goodwill, local thrift stores like Salvation Army, whatever, resale shops. Pick you up some of these for $2, $3, $4 a piece. Immediately come home, put them in your washing machine, hot cycle, put them in a dryer, hot cycle. You don't want bed bugs, you don't want fleas, stuff like that. That'll kill whatever is on the shirt, which is exactly what I did. And then after your 6 weeks, you know, keep it if you want, donate it right back to Goodwill, Salvation Army, whatever, you know, get rid of it. But this is a must-have. You do, trust me, if you don't do anything else, get button-up shirts. Because I'm telling you, if you pull that lead out of your heart, you're going through that surgery again with a quickness. And you don't want that. So buy the button-up shirts. Even just a couple, man. I mean, do yourself a favor. Another very important thing is get yourself some sweatpants or some sleeping pants, pajama bottoms. Because, again, think about it. You want to be trying to pull Russell with jeans, that zipper, the button, the belt. You want to be messing with all that? No, you don't. Get some sweatpants or get yourself some pajama bottoms. All right. Now, another important thing. Go to Walmart, Target, CVS, Walgreens, wherever. Buy yourself an ice pack. Maybe buy yourself a couple ice packs. Because you are going to have swelling after this surgery. And you will be putting the ice pack on, not directly on, because you don't want to get that wet. You put it like this shirt, you'll put it on the outside of the shirt. You want to do 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. Until you feel better. And you're going to be taking Tylenol. Or they give me some Norco, whatever crap they're called. I think I took like 2 of those dumb things. They made me sleep, so I just stayed with Tylenol. Because you're not going to be in as much pain as you think you are. They're not cracking your ribs. They're not doing anything. The ice pack is going to help you more than any pill you can take is going to help. Trust me. So get the ice pack. You'll thank me later. All right. What? Oh, buy high nutrient foods and drinks. And by that, I mean fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, low sodium V8 juice, supplement drinks. What else? A lot of fish for protein. You want to keep your immune system elevated, very, very high, because with this incision, you're going to be very, very susceptible, and you do not want infection in that incision. Trust me on this, because if it gets in that lead and travels to your heart, you got a whole world of pain you don't want no part of. So keep your nutrient level high, very high. Limit where you go. I did not go out in public like Walmart. I bought stuff beforehand so that I wouldn't catch a flu from somebody. I wouldn't, there was no chance of any infection getting on this unit. That's very important. So get your nutrient level high. All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you something else too. I didn't write it down. As far as infection, this you want to keep this top thing buttoned up, which I have not done, but mine's pretty much healed up. You don't want to breathe on this. Your mouth is very dirty. I don't care how many times you brush your teeth every day, how many times you floss, use mouthwash like I do. Your mouth is still very dirty. The human mouth is one of the nastiest, dirtiest things on the planet. You do not want to spread that bacteria from your mouth to this. Do not touch it with your fingers. Do not directly touch, man. You could have fecal matter. You could have anything on your hands. You do not want to transfer that to that wound site. Trust me. So keep your hands and your breath off of it. All right. Buy some body wipes. And by body wipes, I'm talking about like these right here. These I got at Walmart, like $5 for 96 of them. If you can get antibacterial, get those. Couldn't find any. Couldn't find antibacterial, so these had some aloe stuff like that in it. Now, when you're using these, do not use it on your incision. Do it around your incision, your neck, your face, your head, armpits, stuff like that, especially your armpits. You don't want that spreading. Again, a lot of bacteria in your armpit. Now, what I would do is every single day, I would do my hair, my face, neck, armpits, around the incision, basically the top half of me, every single day. Every other day, I do top half of me and the bottom half of me. You know, your private areas, you know, your feet, your legs, blah, blah, blah. You know, just in case, you know. I don't want that bacteria spreading up here. You know, I don't want it transferring my blanket and then transferring up here. You know, every other day, white bottom half, every day, top half. For the first 5 days. After 5 days, you can get a shower. You know, again, try not to get this any wetter than you can. Don't get any soap on that any more than you can. You lather up around, you rinse off, turn your back to the shower. Do not let running water run over this. I was a little extra cautious. I waited till like day 7 or 8 before I got my first shower. I mainly stuck with these body wipes. Kept my teeth brushed, mouthwash, floss, all that. You know, I'd of course shave and stuff like that, but you know, I wanted to be extra cautious. So, you know, I waited till like day 8. Now, after your 2-week wound checkup, when they take stair strips off, stuff like that, they told me I can shower as much as I want. I still cannot submerge in water like a bath, a pool, hot tub, anything like that. You're not going to be able to do that for 30 days. 30 days to 6 weeks. So, in my case, 6 weeks. And I mean, I'm fine with that. It's winter. I'm not getting in a pool anyway. I was about to get a membership to the Y, and our local Y has a big Olympic-sized pool, hot tub, blah, blah, blah. I have a pool, but I'm not using it till like summer, so I don't even worry about that. But you want these body wipes, and they will help you tremendously. All right, now what to expect at your surgery? They're going to do one of 3 things. They're going to do local only. They're going to do sedation, conscious sedation, which is what they did in my case, or they're going to knock you out. Well, if you get conscious sedation, I thought it was like when you get a colonoscopy. You fall asleep, you wake up, oh, you guys done? You know, no. I was alert during this whole procedure. I felt him putting lidocaine, Novocaine, whatever crap he used to numb my chest. I felt pressure when he made the incision. You know, the part that was roughest for me, I'm not going to lie, this is disturbing, is when they create that pocket. You know, they have to make a pocket. You're not born with a pocket right there, so they have to create one. And he digging up under there, and I mean, it felt like he ripped my skin off my body. I didn't feel the actual pain. It was just, I guess, extreme pressure, discomfort. So, you know, he would hear a little, you know, me grunting. And I don't think anesthesiologist, nurse, whatever she was, you know, you okay, Brian? And I'm like, can I have a little more sedation? And then I heard him say, yeah, go ahead, let him have it. You know, and this is with me taking one of my Xanax before the surgery because I have extreme panic anxiety disorder. Needless to say, I was fixing to go under a knife. I'm freaking the crap out. So the doctor told me, go ahead and take one of your Xanax. It'll help you, calm down a little bit. And then we're going to give you some conscious sedation in the operating room. So, I couldn't see anything because they had this thing over my face. But, and the surgery took about, I'd say between an hour and a half, and I'm going to admit it wasn't as bad as I thought. That whole pocket thing was more disturbing, I guess, than actually painful, because you can feel them tugging, you can feel like it kind of, it jerks your body a little bit. It wasn't really pain per se. I didn't really feel any pain other than the original needles, because they go pretty deep with those needles. So maybe 5-10 minutes pain at first, and that's about it. The rest of the time, it's just pressure and some discomfort is all you're going to feel. Like I said, you may go to sleep, or they may knock you out. I don't know what your surgeon's going to do. But I will tell you, and like I said, I have an extreme social anxiety disorder with panic disorder. And if I'm telling you, I didn't think it was that bad, it's not that bad. I think in my mind, I thought it was way worse than what it actually was. So now I don't know about the subcutaneous. I know they make 2 incisions for it. One small one at your sternum and one maybe 4 to 6 inches. This one was maybe an inch or 2 below my collarbone, and I want to say you've seen it. It's about like that, maybe 2.5 fish in 2 to 2.5 inches. But all in all, it wasn't too bad. All right, now what to expect after your surgery. I'm gonna try to get through these quick because we're coming up on 30 minutes. And I'm sure you guys are getting tired of hearing me talk. Like I said, you're not going to be using that arm for 6 weeks. They're going to tell you 2 to 3. My cardiologist told me, the special cardiologist told me 2 to 3 weeks. But the paperwork and the discharge nurse practitioner told me, due to my young age, please allow 6 weeks. And then when I went to my 2-week checkup, the nurse that removed stair strips and interrogated the unit, checked my leads, blah, 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 also said 6 weeks, which for me ends like Valentine's Day. So at least I got a date. All right. No driving for 2 weeks. Now, that's if you haven't had a episode. Like, I hadn't had an episode. This was just precautionary insurance policy for me. If you're getting a defibrillator because you had an episode and they had to shock you, bring you back, do CPR, blah, 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 this 2-week does not apply to you. It's going to be more like 6 months for you. I'm sorry, but that's what's going to happen. And if you have the 2-week thing, you need to be aware of something. You get your unit, you go to your 2-week checkup, no episodes, no shocks, no real pacing, no real nothing. They're probably going to release you to drive. Now, with that being said, if at any time you get a shock, you are going to be on no driving for 6 months. And by 6 months, I mean 6 months without another shock. And that's before they will even talk about releasing you back to driving. Now, the reason this is because some people, when they get a shock, they go unconscious. Not always. Some people say it's not that bad. I heard ways to explain to me that every muscle in your body will tense up. It will contract just for a split second. But because some people do go unconscious, and at the minimum, it's gonna shock you, like, oh my God, what just happened? I mean, you don't want to be driving when that crap happens. So, I mean, you got to think about it. If you go unconscious, you just caused you potentially, if you're doing 70, 80 mile an hour on an interstate, you probably just killed a lot of people. You probably just created a massive pile-up accident and killed people, possibly even yourself. So I don't blame them for that. I'm actually thankful that they have this policy, because if something like that happened, I don't think I could live the rest of my life knowing that, this thing shocking me caused me to create an accident where other people lost their lives. I don't think I want to live with that the rest of my life, and I don't think you do either. So if they tell you no driving, please don't drive. Find a friend, family member, your kid, your mom, dad, whoever. Find somebody to drive you. Call an Uber, call a taxi, use public transportation. Please, 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 I'm begging you, listen to them. Please do not drive. Do not think of only yourself, think of others around you. Because if you go unconscious while you're driving, there is a good chance you may take some other people's lives, if not your own as well. So be smart about this. They have that policy for a reason. All right, do not get this wet. I think I already told you, 5 days. I waited 7 days. Self-explanatory. No lifting of anything over 10 pounds. In my case, 6 weeks. And to give you an idea, a gallon of milk is around 8 pounds. So that should give you an idea of what not to lift heavier than that. So there you go. I told you this, do not touch or breathe on the incision. Do not spread that bacteria. This is a bacteria no-go zone right here. No bacteria. Bacteria bad, keep it off the incision. You don't want that nightmare, trust me. Okay, be aware of your pets. This is a big one. If you're like me, you have animals in your house. Cats are not declawed. I do not believe in declawing cats, because they take it back to the knuckles. Very cruel and inhumane, in my opinion. I was not aware of this till like day 2. My wife's like, what if they because they like to knead when they get comfortable. If they happen did that on there, not only is it going to send me through the roof, cats have fecal matter on their paws when they scratch the litter. That transfers into there, you just got a whole world of hurt you don't want. So be conscious of your animals. If you're not going to lock them out of the room you're in, like I did for a while, then keep a pillow or something over that area, so if they start kneading or they jump up there, they're not going to damage the site. Be aware of your surroundings. Be hyper vigilant. Watch for infection signs. Watch for redness, swelling, any kind of discharge or pus that comes out of the incision site, any white or yellow discharge. Watch for red streaks, obviously. If anything like that, then you need to call in and you probably need to go to the hospital. Stay close to your monitor, or sleep close to your monitor. They're going to give you a monitor after your surgery, that is going to monitor and send signals back to them. So try to sleep within 10 to 15 feet. They say within 10 feet of your monitor. It will work via cell phone, Wi-Fi, or landline. Any of the 3, it'll work. So stay close to it. It's not dire, because they said, I asked them what if I would decide to go on a cruise or something. They said, well, as long as it's 2 weeks or less, you don't even need to take your monitor with you. So, they just need those signals every so often. Now, if you think something is wrong, like you get any weird sensations or anything like that, there's a button in the middle of your monitor if you have a Boston Scientific defib like I do. Push that button. That will do what is called a download. It will download your defibrillator and it will send all the information to their lab. Then you want to call the lab. You want to call your clinic, whoever takes care of this, to let them know you've pushed the button and that the information being sent to them. They'll review the information. They'll tell you, A, you need to go to the emergency room. B, everything looks good. Just be aware of what's going on. Keep track of your symptoms. Let us know at your 2-week checkup, 3-month checkup, 6-month checkup, whatever. So keep aware of that. Now, this is another that leads to my last point. What do you do if you get shocked? Well, from what they've told me, if you receive one singular shock and you feel okay afterwards, then you do not need to go to the emergency room. You do not need to call 911. Just call them, let them know, hey, I got a shock. They'll check, download the unit, find out what was going on, why you got the shock to begin with. Now, if you receive one shock and you do not feel okay afterwards, like you're shook to the core, you're just messed up bad, you don't feel right, call 911. Don't try to drive yourself to the hospital or have anybody else drive you to the hospital. Call 911. The paramedics, EMTs are trained for this type of stuff. You're not. So call 911, let them deal with it. Now, if you receive more than one shock, like repeated shock, obviously call 911. You're probably not going to be able to, so have somebody else do it. Get to the hospital. Okay. So that's about it. I hope this helped you in some way, shape, or form. I hope I didn't miss too much. I tried to, like I said, make some talking points here. If you all have any further questions, please leave me a comment down below. I see comments on my desktop, whether I'm on Facebook, whatever I'm doing. I see the comments. I respond to every single comment I get. So, good or bad, I respond to it. So if you have a question, you think I missed something, I should add something, please leave it below. If you have a question that I didn't answer, ask it down below and I will respond to you. If I don't have the answer, I will try to find the answer for you, or I will point you in the direction you need to go. So anyway, also, if you want me to pray for you, if you're about to go on surgery, you want me to pray for you, leave that down below. I'd be more than happy to pray for you. And I'd appreciate it if you'd do the same for me as I continue to heal up. Like I said, I've had it in about 2.5 weeks now. Things are going good, but you never can tell. So extra prayers, always appreciated. So until then, like I said, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Or get a hold of me any way you can. If you're about to have one, I wish you all luck in the world. I hope you heal perfect. I hope you have fast healing. And I hope you have no complications. Until next time, y'all, I love each and every one of you. Please, please, please be good to each other. And I'll see you again real soon.